keep it with let's be a little more mild our introduction today because we do have
Why-
a professional
why do
in the
we have-
building. You know, welcome to 99 Ain't Good Enough, where we keep it 100. I'm your host Mario Lovett, Coach Tommy J to my left,
Boom.
Debonair to my right,
Much
Debonair
more
D.
subdued.
Subdued, you know.
I knew the
casual
guy
shit.
when he was changing oil at Jiffy Lube in Tallahassee. We talking about a professional. Oh, my
Yes,
bad.
yes, we do have a professional in the building.
bad.
Debonair, could you give us our grand introduction?
To my
somebody
right,
that
we
was-
have the esteemed attorney at law, John Vincent Trujillo. I just made up the Vincent part, but it sounds like
It
that
flows.
should be your middle name.
It flows.
Yeah.
You
Attorney at
created
law,
the damn.
Barnes Law Group, correct?
Barnes Trial Group.
Barnes Trial Group, correct?
Barnes Trial Group. I like the trial in between the group.
Yes.
BTG.
That's what we
See,
call it.
BTG,
BTG.
really?
Because it sounds street. Everything sounds street. BTG in the building. BTG in the building.
Thank you. for
Johnny
having
is our first official, can I do the air quotes?
Sure can.
Sponsor.
It's not air quote. It's just
99 ain't
gonna
good enough.
say.
Oh, yeah. I'll take the air quotes back. My bad, folks. But, yeah, we got Johnny Trujillo in the building today.
Very nice.
So Johnny, give us a little bit about your profession as a professional and what you want the mass to know concerning what you do, how you do it. Give us some.
Scoot up a little.
Yeah, thank you, Mario. Well, I'm a personal injury trial lawyer. Our firm really specializes in taking cases to trial when insurance companies aren't treating people fairly, and that happens day in and day out, particularly if you have to sue your own insurance company if you're in an automobile crash. You think, look, I've paid these premiums for 16, 17 years. Progressive or State Farm is going to take care of me.
Wow.
1,000 a year.
Guess what? You are a threat to the bottom line, and that's what your personal injury claim is. And why is that important for everybody to know? It's important to know because the one weapon that you really have when you hire a lawyer is the ability to take a case to trial. Trial is the end zone for both the insurance company and the client. That's the one big stick that you have to swing, right? And the danger for everybody, quite frankly, is that you don't know what a jury is going to do. You can't control that. If you go into a personal injury lawsuit in the state of Florida, you're going to get 6 people there. You have no idea who they're going to be. The only thing that qualifies them for jury service is if they have a driver's license. Yeah. That's how they qualify.
Yeah,
And what you end up with is a big cross section of people that are going to literally sit there in judgment of you, your claim, your lawyers, your history, everything. So you need somebody that knows how to try a lawsuit. You know, and really what you need is a lawyer that the insurance companies know is going to try your case. Because a lot of times the insurance company will say, throw $7,000 as a lawyer, see if they'll take it. There's a lot of lawyers out there that will take it. They need to be able to keep the lights on, right? And they tell their client that is something that's fair for them when it's really possibly not.
Right.
So that's really what myself and my firm does is we specialize in not only the threat of trial, but actually following through on that threat and trying the case.
The threat of trial, that's
really our
interesting.
and that's really kind of what we focus on. And I would say that, you know, what most people need to know if they have to hire a lawyer and they're in that unfortunate position is talk to that lawyer first. If you're going to go to some big shop, some huge firm that advertises on TV, typically you're just going to get assigned to a lawyer, and then all of a sudden that guy or girl shows up on your phone or wherever. You don't know them. So, but as a client of a law firm, you should be able to, and you should ask to talk to the lawyer that's going to be assigned to you. Before you sign a contract, you ought to understand what that person's all about. See if you like their vibe, because if you don't like their vibe at the beginning, you are definitely not going to like their vibe 7, 8, 9 months into it. And you need to make sure that you have a personal connection with that lawyer so that you can understand what's going on as your case progresses and that they're going to take the time to talk to you.
So the threat of trial verbiage is used because
of
not
trial.
many people want to go to trial. Not many companies want to go to trial.
Companies don't like to go to trial because it's a gamble for them as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like a jury doesn't know, oh, there's only $100,000 worth of insurance here, right? A jury is going to hear the full complement and the full picture of the evidence, and they're going to award what they think is right. That number could be $700,000.
Right.
That's way out of the insurance company's control, particularly when they have a $100,000 policy. That gets into a lot of other complex sort of subjects. What happens when a jury does that? But it's the element of risk magnified, and that's what a trial is for an insurance company, and they typically do not want that. So that's what really the general public needs to kind of understand, and all your viewers need to understand is get somebody, I don't care if it's not me, but get somebody that knows how to try a case.
If
'Cause
you,
that's
ain't,
what
if, you
matters.
ain't, if you ain't getting BTG, you ain't getting nothing. Call it what it is.
BTG.
So on the lighter little side, what was that little side thing you were telling us about before we started that you're doing?
The side thing with the flag football.
Yeah.
I am proud. Thank you, Coach Jones. I am proud to say that I coached my my flag football 3-5G girls Tigers to number 1 in our division.
Okay.
And we were on top of the world. And then we played a quarterfinal game against a team from the other division and got absolutely smoked.
Uh-oh.
And so we realized that we were sort of in the B league, I guess. If you, I didn't know that going into it. We were on top of the world going into the game, but it's been really a proud moment to watch.
They got the Arena
Nice.
League and they got the NFL. It's levels.
That's right.
So the most important thing was, how did the girls handle the loss? This was the best thing.
Well, thank you for asking. They were really kind of understanding of it. They understood why they lost. They didn't get down on themselves. That was the coolest thing for me.
And they
weren't-
competed.
You know, they can beat it. We're already practicing again. The new spring season is
go.
starting up, and these girls asked me to start unofficial practices
Nice.
early. And so they got the vibe. They
Yeah,
understand.
they in it now.
So
yeah.
I just listened attentively to Johnny say they were on top of the world until the quarterfinals. Well, I think the on top of the world was a misnomer. They're on top of the world now because they're hungry to get better after the loss. Look, we can learn
That's real.
through adversity. You want to know the true character of a person? Watch somebody die, or watch them go through some adversity, and you'll find out who they are.
That's real.
Them kids on the pace
Well-
to do some great things.
Well, the advice I told you, as a coach myself, remember this: when they win, you got good players. When they lose, you suck as a coach.
I know.
That's just how it goes.
The losses go to the coach.
That's
The
true.
wins go to the players.
Yeah.
When I was walking off that field, everybody's eyes were on me.
That's it.
They were on me, and I kind of hung my head a little bit and I thought, nah, whatever.
Get it up.
Exactly. There you go. There you go.
You had a flag football experience.
Yes,
too,
I
right?
was forced into this way of
Oh,
life.
here we go.
I did. I won a Super Bowl.
I was forced to be a
Before the
flag
Spartans.
coach. No, this was when
Oh,
Nolly was
you
like
were coaching. Oh,
yeah, Nolly
okay.
was like 5. A bunch of stuff happened. They was like, well, if we don't have a coach, we ain't gonna have a season. So the lady kept saying it and kept looking at me. I kept doing this. I was like, is she talking to me?
Oh, yes, she was.
Yeah, so we went in. Practice was simple. We ran 5 plays. If I'm the coach, my son's the quarterback. He wears number 1. We run the quarterback keeper every 3rd play.
Every third play.
Yeah, we went
Natty ball.
9-1. Got smoked by Progress Village. Eric Thorpe.
Oh, yeah?
He smoked us.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were loaded.
Yeah.
And they were telling us not to keep score, this and that. I think we ended up getting the kids trophies. We had a banquet. We did everything.
My flag football experience wasn't that.
Jones, when I grew up, wasn't no flag at the Spartans.
No. I don't.
It was a Dr.
I don't know what y'all
Hey,
talking about.
you was
I
a,
think I had
hey,
like 3 college football players on that team.
on your flag team?
My flag team.
Yeah.
Listen, all I remember about flag is PE.
I know.
That's all I, back in my day, that's the only time you did flag.
But it's interesting. Speaking of flag, didn't Peyton Manning and Eli play flag up until high school? They didn't play. They couldn't.
Yeah,
tackle?
they won. Their dad won it all.
didn't
It's
know
all
that.
that youth
Yeah,
football
it
stuff.
was no tackle football until they got to high school.
Yeah.
What's interesting today is that the sport has grown so much. Like the league that we play in, Under Armour, Under the Lights, apparently is the largest flag football league in the country.
Really?
That's what the commissioner has told me. Wow. But in my mind, I'm thinking all these kids, like none of them are never going to understand the joys of flag football and the smell of we play on turf, but
Nice.
you and I, when we played, I mean, some of my fondest memories, man. The smell of the grass,
grass.
getting your
Shoulder
hand
pads.
caught in between 2 face masks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the crack of the shoulder pads,
Johnny
getting
was-
your bell rung. But
Johnny
you
was
know,
dirty too, bro.
I wasn't dirty. I
He
just
was
hit harder
dirty.
than you did. You know that's true, Daddy.
That's so false.
Hey, I would like to get your insight on this, Johnny, while we have it here. I have followed a little bit of it, not as much as maybe I want to, so I'm limited on the knowledge of it. What's y'all take on the MLB lockout?
I think it's all for the owners. I think it's all for the owners.
Isn't it
man.
always?
It's really ugly that we don't get to enjoy our first 2 opening day games or whatever it's going to be. And I didn't mean to steal the comment there.
No.
I think it's all about the owners and who is it? Manfred is the commissioner. You know, the guy came out the other day. I saw him during his press conference when he was announcing that the first 2 series weren't going to happen. And the dude was smiling.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a baseball fan, I mean, and that's the way the commissioner is going to act, flippant about, you know, us not being able to watch the sport everybody loves.
He know he's paid by the owners.
That's
I
right.
mean,
Well, they all are. All the
right,
commissioners.
exactly.
All the commissioners.
And we've talked about so much about the player control, but you have, they say this might have, the way they're talking, and I don't know much about it, but they say this could be a long, drawn out type. They're not even close.
You got to remember,
They're not even close.
baseball one of the most powerful unions in sports.
Yeah.
They got one of the most powerful unions. So I think at this point and this time, the owner's trying to wrestle back some of that control that they lost probably years
And
ago.
they got a little leverage right now.
Yeah, they lost
Players or
years
the
ago.
owners?
The owners.
owners. And so they're trying to wrestle back some of that control because, I mean, you got dudes signing for $250 million,
Right.
$300 million.
You got a guy signing
know.
3 of those $250 million contracts, like 2 and 3 of them.
Yeah,
A-Rod, Pujols, they trying to limit that.
They trying to limit
you
it.
get 35, you can't get 300.
Well, they trying to limit
That's
it.
one of the sticking points.
Yeah, that's one of them.
And the
Yeah, I
thing
like
is,
it.
Yeah.
if they giving up that much money,
Right.
if they giving up that much money, what is the owner making?
Oh, those baseball owners get.
I mean, and you know what? Everybody got a right to make their money, do their thing or whatever. And the owner's saying, you taking a little bit too much for me. You taking a little bit too much. They trying to wrestle back some of that power from the union. And they might get it. This their chance to get it, and I think they're going to stick to it.
Think about what that really is, though. I mean, that's a limit on a player who is bringing a lot of different things to an organization that makes that organization money. That player's skill, their personality, their
Jersey,
presence
their
in the
style,
community,
likeness.
all
His
that
likeness,
stuff.
yeah.
And placing an outer limit on what they can negotiate
they
to.
wanna
Like,
do.
in other words, if I'm understanding Coach Jones correctly, if that's the concern, that somebody is signing a $300 million contract because that's what they're worth, and they want to limit that and say put a maximum on it. Well,
That's what
you
they
know what?
want.
We don't have to negotiate above $150 million.
Yeah.
What's that going to do to the sport? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that that's going to make baseball
But
players go
that-
play tennis
they
instead.
did that. They did that with the NBA.
What all
They
the other
capped
ones
the
got it.
lockout.
Yeah, the other ones got a cap, seal, and all that. And
Yeah,
baseball,
all
the only one that doesn't have
So-
it. You know.
I didn't
So
know
the
that.
NBA,
I did not
the
know that
NBA
there
at
was a
one
ceiling.
point didn't have a cap.
No, that's why those guys were signing. That's why they were signing them $100 million contracts as early as they were. So they limited the number of years. It was the years.
Oh yeah,
was the-
they
It was
had
the
to have
years.
had a cap.
Yeah.
Baseball didn't have a cap.
No, they don't.
That's
Baseball
totally
don't have a cap. Yeah. But it
So
was.
now
it was
they
the
didn't
number-
want to cap baseball.
They want to
Yeah.
cap like
They're calling it.
they're trying to cap it, and they're trying to limit. Like when you see you got guys making $1 billion baseball contracts, but they're playing 25, 30 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? And producing at that level.
Nobody's playing 30 years except
You know
Julio
what I'm saying?
Franco.
Julio Franco played. That's what I'm saying. Julio Franco played 30 years. But look,
30
but look
years.
at, but Pujols done played like 23?
Yeah.
24?
He's still playing.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
still
I
playing.
didn't know that.
But see, they're calling it
Been there since
competitive
19, he 40,
balanced
40
tax.
years old, 39. I mean,
Competitive, balanced.
yeah.
Tax. That's what they
Tax.
calling it. They ain't calling it they calling it a competitive balanced tax.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just I think that's if I'm not mistaken. So they fancying it up, but basically they want to put a cap on this.
It's always interesting to see it though, like something that we know the owners get. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
How much
what-
do you need to make?
but also I think with it,
Much as I can spend.
No, I mean for the owners, though.
For the
right?
owners,
I mean,
but
They people too. They got habits. Their families accustomed to a certain lifestyle.
man, that's different. Man.
Well,
I
you
mean,
start balancing in this dude performing. So how much piece of the pie he need? This my team.
Right.
How much? And nobody can come to
But
an
without him,
agreement.
nobody's coming to the game. You only
I
get X amount of
I
percentage
agree.
from TV contracts.
I agree.
it's a
You know
chicken
what I
or the
mean?
egg type.
Like,
That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what
right.
it is, and it keeps going boom.
You know,
boom,
so it's
boom,
like
boom, boom.
if we know some of the better baseball players that like take what's the team of the Atlanta Braves?
Yeah.
One of the better players in the league play for the Atlanta Braves. That's the only reason they're relevant. People, he's excitement. You know what I mean? Like if he's not on that team, you got a couple people in the stands on a few bills being bought, hot dogs.
They gonna sell that bill.
They gonna sell that bill. You know what I mean?
Acuna? Is that his
Acuna,
name?
yeah, exactly. But, you know what I mean? But you look, and they still was a good team, but like,
Yeah.
he's the ticket seller.
So, what was the commissioner's name you said?
Rob
Manfred.
Does he have a baseball background?
Don't know.
I
Why do you ask?
I doubt it.
Because
They
this
hate
is what
him.
really chaps my ass.
It's
I
the-
think
He go to
sports.
rent. He go to rent, y'all. Here's the rent. Ding, ding, ding.
And I'm
Let
not,
me check.
no,
They go
come
to
on, now you got to come in for this one.
go
I'm
to
not
rent.
sure. I'm not sure, but I think maybe sports is the only place that this happens. Like, I got no baseball experience. I've never thrown a baseball, but I can become commissioner of a league, or I can become president of a team. I can't go to BTG and be like, use a couple Mario
You gonna be-
$50
you
words.
You gonna be a consultant of injury.
No, I'm gonna be
Sagittal plane. Just
Sagittal
remember that
plane,
word,
right?
right? Remember that word.
I'll be the executor of all sagittal plane and bromelain contracts that come in
Right.
over at BTG.
That sounds like a value add right there.
Yeah,
That's a value
no
add.
law experience. I've watched Matlock. I watched LA Law.
And you
Okay.
slept at a
Law and
Holiday Inn.
Order.
Okay, Law and Order.
Oh, I'm gonna go work over here at
Matlock.
BTG.
Speaking of Matlock,
Yeah,
Matlock
work at
was that
BTG.
thing.
That's my grandma.
Love man,
That's my grandma program.
What that Matlock? What? Shout out to Matlock.
But like, I think sports. Shout out to Matlock. I think sports is the only place that you can do that. Like,
That's a hell of a point.
I'm just go over there today.
'Cause I do-
BTG. I'm gonna be like the new.
You know what? You know what though? It's interesting that you're bringing up the commissioner and all this stuff. I saw a picture the other day of who was the old NFL commissioner? Was it Paul Tagliabue back in the
Yeah.
day?
Pete Rozelle.
No, it was Pete Rozelle. Is who I'm
The
thinking.
first
of.
one.
So
Yeah, that was way back
Yeah,
in
that
the
was
day.
the 60s.
I don't know. No. It was later. It must have been Tagliabue.
Tagliabue.
So I saw a picture probably from the late 80s or something like that, and it's Paul Tagliabue, and I look at who's standing right next to him, and it's Roger Goodell when he's like a 30-something-year-old man. He's been in that circle for most of his professional
Man
life,
made
and he just
$35 million a year.
I know for doing
Who?
what?
Roger
Goodell
Goodell.
made $35 million
No,
a year.
no, try 69.
69.
69
Yeah.
million.
He
Yeah.
made $69 million last year or this year?
He makes 69 million now to run the league. I just heard it the other day. I said there's no
69
way.
million?
I'm telling you, they just said it the other day.
Coach Nick, because if you make 69 million,
I know it.
I'm going to update my resume.
Listen,
My resume. I'm going to
listen,
update
go
my
take
shit.
me at the bottom of the barrel, but I throw
come
Gatorade
here.
I,
ball.
I could swear I heard the other day 69. I said that can't be right.
Because I know he made
Maybe
35.
that's the length of his contract. Some
Maybe it's
X
the length-
amount of years.
maybe
for
so.
69.
But you know there's
Maybe
nobody
so.
close in the league. I mean, what?
Yeah, somebody make 35 a year.
I'm talking about like.
Or if it's 69?
No, I'm talking about guaranteed. No, 69. 69 ain't close.
Oh, well, they don't guarantee nothing in that league anyway.
That's
Except the guarantee.
63. I'm sorry, I was off.
no
That's-
63.9. That's what it was.
Oh, that's what it was.
So nobody.
$63.9 million a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
But to do what though? Represent the owner's interest.
To do what? That's,
That's
it.
it.
I mean, but I don't really
that's
understand
how-
what the
Again,
commissioner of the NFL
That's how
does.
much money they making. They gonna give you
And what is
69 to
his
protect
background
the
in?
interest.
He's
He's
in the-
a Georgetown guy. He was
But I'm saying, what
maybe
like,
a labor. I could be making this up. Maybe a labor attorney, but I know he was a Georgetown guy.
So you go.
I'm so flustered. He should be
Research
making
department.
$63
Yeah,
million.
you-
dollars.
Research department needs to maybe figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm curious
Yeah.
now.
Go past the bar, right? Go
Yeah.
past the bar, right? We know we don't have any malpractice.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Great point.
you know,
You're never gonna mess up, dude.
Yeah.
You're never gonna mess up and get sued for malpractice because there's no.
So-
Because he's not doing anything.
You know what I
Nothing.
mean?
He
So-
don't got his hands on nothing. What should we do? Yeah, sure.
But like, who even told him like if you go do this? Like somebody had to give. If you
go
go
to
do this,
Georgetown?
if you go do this, you can become the commissioner of the NFL.
Like
in Jefferson College.
Does it?
Graduated with an economics degree and then became an administrative intern at the NFL of New York City. And
there
Oh
you
my
go.
God, he went right into it.
and paid his dues.
So he was never a lawyer, Nick.
not that I see, no.
My gosh. So the guy just
I even tried
got
to
he
dress it
lucked
up for
into
him.
the
That's what he
best
did.
job maybe on
and
the
just
planet.
and
On
just
the
sat
planet.
there and held on.
Because he's on. Listen, he's going to be on TV every year, right? I mean, what does that guy do at the draft? I mean, he gives the half bro
Yeah.
hug.
Oh,
Great luck.
that's my.
Hey, he doesn't give a shit about
Gerald
you, bro.
McCoy started that.
Yeah, he did.
I
And
don't
you
know
hugging that
about
guy.
that.
Yes, he
Gerald
did.
McCoy?
No, the
Gerald
window, the
McCoy
hug.
started
Oh.
that.
Not the. You good? You good?
Speaking of malpractice. What the hell we got going on here?
Oh, my back, my neck, and my back.
and my back. I'll settle now for $250.
Johnny just gave you a card, right?
Hey,
Johnny,
Oh yeah, right. That's right. You're already on board.
Economics degree.
It's tough.
But I'd like to know what he, I'm assuming he's there to represent the owner's interests somehow. But is he the lead negotiator with the NFL players?
got
I mean,
somebody
I
for that.
don't know. I don't.
If
I'm
I had
just-
So what does Maurice Smith make?
He's on the opposite.
Oh yeah, he's with the NFL Players Association.
he's with the
PA.
players, right?
D. Maurice Smith? I don't know.
10 million.
Under 10.
I know that.
Nah,
It might be 10.
nah, it's got.
I'm hoping it's 10, Coach. Maybe.
I'm
Right.
hoping it's 20 because
I mean, if the
that's a huge
like
disparity.
Under 10.
Maurice Smith,
Damn.
Maurice Smith. DeMaurice Smith. Need that producer Nick.
Folks at home, we talking to White Nick off camera. He's got his Oasis haircut going, looking like one of the Gallagher brothers.
He do got on a Derek Jeter hoodie, and Derek Jeter just stepped down
I saw that.
with the Florida
He
Marlins.
said he ain't with it. Y'all tripping.
I'm straight.
I done been, y'all fooled me. I thought we was trying to win over here.
But listen, ain't won nothing since he been there.
Jeter was like, I'm good.
I think it's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. It's a lot that goes on.
But like I said, I don't know any other walk of life where you cannot be vetted properly, be an expert, at least have some type of backfield.
$3 million.
$3 million
I told
American
you.
dollars.
I knew it was under 10. I knew it was.
To represent all of the players
That
of
runs the league.
NFL, to be the spokesperson.
All the product. He represents
for
all the
The
product.
most popular union in the United States.
And the most popular sport in a $10 billion entity, you get $3 million.
Told you.
$3 million.
Wow.
So there's no way he was making over 10. No way.
So I just do the math real quick. So Roger Goodell makes like
63.
$5 million a month. A little bit over $5 million a month.
6-month season.
No, I mean just for the year. They probably
for the
pay
year,
him
okay,
for
you do it for the year.
And then this guy makes $250 a month. This guy makes $5 million a month. This guy makes $250.
That tell you the difference. There's a disparity right there between what the players making.
Hey,
and the owners.
only in America.
What is the league minimum for the NFL? 4 or 5?
I had to guess not about 430, 440, something
Yeah, I
like
was
that.
going to say about 585.
Oof. That might be a bit high, Coach.
585.
585?
Yeah.
Ooh, I
They
don't
got
know.
a vet minimum in the NBA for $1 million.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
say
about that.
NFL minimum
NFL minimum, what is it,
435.
345?
Damn.
Wow.
Told you.
For the NFL?
Told you.
No, not the veteran minimum. League
The
minimum.
league minimum. Yeah.
Not a bad
Told
living.
you.
Not a bad living. but
TV contracts done pushed it up a little bit.
Well, you know what?
What is in the NBA now?
They deserve all of it because their body is shot.
That's right.
It's over.
Listen, man.
That's right.
It's shot.
Every
Especially
dime
a
an
running back.
NFL player gets, they deserve it. Because every single time, Sunday, when I'm sitting down with the grill going, you know what I'm saying, a little reposado going, with a little music playing before the games come on, guess what? You deserve every dime you're getting to
tougher
put
than
your
me,
life on the line.
You know
like
what
that.
I heard the other day? Also, the players they get health insurance for 5 years after you out.
After.
That's it.
Yes, Roger Goodell. I think he asking for lifetime insurance.
Well, that's
They need it.
positive.
Yeah.
That's positive.
He got to give a little something.
No, for himself.
Oh, I thought you meant
Oh.
on behalf
Oh
of
no,
the
no,
players. I was
no!
like,
Roger
that doesn't
Goodell's
sound
asking
right.
for himself for
Roger
lifetime health care.
Roger trying to protect the franchise.
$3.9 million, and you worry about health care?
I think what we've all established this morning is that we all hate Roger Goodell.
I don't hate Roger Goodell.
I'm just kidding, Commissioner.
Roger
Not really.
Goodell
But
is
they-
the American dream.
No, real talk. Hey, don't get the word twisted. We're literally identifying. We always say only in America. I think the great Don King said that.
Yeah.
He got a lot of money for doing absolutely nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Only in America where you cannot be what's going on and be what's going on.
Yeah, you can run it.
Now
point.
we talking about that about Goodell, but they're saying that the players in baseball despise Manfred.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I bet
absolutely
the NFL
despise.
players-
That's how the NFL players do with Roger Goodell, too.
So back to my point. Stop hugging him on draft day. Because in 6 months, he going to be taking money from you.
But them
I'm gonna
young
hug him
fellas
for that
happy at that
Yeah, that
moment.
check,
They
yeah, I
happy.
did that.
You
It's
do
that
want to
check.
get the jersey.
It's that
though,
check.
I
Yeah,
think,
they
too,
have
right?
It ain't Goodell. It's that check. It's not Goodell. It's that check.
Keep it old school.
That's true.
Hold my goddamn jersey up. I'm out. Not
But how about
hugging you.
I'd like to ask you guys a question. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the NFL, and they're going to hang around for 2 or 3 years, and they're going to stay on the roster, and they're going to just beat the tar out of their bodies at practice and in games if they get in the game. But how about those kids that are in college? I'm a Seminole. Okay, I didn't play ball at Florida
Knights.
State, but listen, anywhere and across the college football landscape, there's kids out there that are getting beat up every day, right? But adding to the bottom line of the school because they're either players, they're on the team, whatever. The school's making money off of their backs. And I know that we've got this name, image, likeness thing going on right now, and I don't understand it very well, but it looks to me like there's only a couple of guys that are getting those
That's
name,
all
image,
it
likeness
is.
deals, right? Like, you got to be an absolute superstar.
put
What
up
about the
superstar.
rest of the kids, though, that are, they put their heart and soul into playing for the team for 4 years, and they come out of college, and they're already beat up, right?
And they're not going pro.
They're not going pro.
you know
They're
what
just
it
going
is?
to do whatever they're going to do next, right?
You know what the unfair answer is? They're not good enough.
Well, I was about to say, welcome to the real world. That's how it works. Like,
Because
it
imagine
could
Johnny,
be
who
fixed,
plays
though.
quarterback for Florida State with the number 1 jersey, he is going to get a bunch of NIL deals. The long snapper probably won't.
Well, but I guess the trade-off is, you got an education,
Right.
But to me, and I'm not talking about giving these kids a salary. I'm just saying some sort of insurance or something like
but-
that
but-
after
okay,
they
I know
come
what
yeah,
out.
but
You know what I
and,
mean?
and that makes sense. But now, because of how those entities are structured, most of them are structured as nonprofits. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are structured as 501(c)(3)s. Can we now employ that component to every athlete that comes out? Now you're really talking about your bottom line being done.
Well, true, but
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I just
It's a great look. I
Like,
think
what
it's
do-
the- I
like,
think it's
if
the-
I-
I think it's the moral thing.
If we
to
play
do.
scout team for Florida State,
I think it's the moral thing to do.
he tears his knee up. I
Right.
break my collarbone twice. We trying to sell houses 3 years after we done in Tallahassee. He can't even walk because his knee's shot. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
nobody knows that we want a scout team. We just thrown out there.
Yeah.
and maybe there is something like that in place. I don't know. I just think
Probably
about a lot of
It's
those
not.
kids that
Yeah.
It
they
can
go
be.
in there.
They can take that money they make when they filling up them stadiums, and obviously not every school program is filling up the stadium.
True.
They can give them some insurance, or they can put some money aside for each athlete. Let's say it's $10,000 a season.
Mm-hmm.
At least when you get out of there, you walk out of there with $40,000 in your
Exactly.
pocket.
And I mean, if you compare, because I just
To get a
said yes,
start.
you're
That's a
getting an
good point.
education in exchange for that, and a lot of people would probably think, well, isn't that enough? Well, maybe it is for some people, but also if you look at what a university, and Florida State is not an example that applies to every NCAA
Right,
program, right?
right.
But let's say that they make $10 billion, and the cost to the university of that education for that kid is literally $13,000. Maybe Coach Jones is right. They could spare a little something and put aside, or at least invest it for that player
Yes.
for when they come
And-
out.
and-
Dude,
and-
let the money grow, or
Yes.
something,
Like
something
you
like
would
that, right?
In a what 401k.
So-
or
exactly,
IRA,
And to
something
your
like that.
point, the college stadiums hold considerably more than pro stadiums.
Yeah,
considerably.
yeah.
Like
100,000.
much more. Like Knoxville, what they see
103,
130. Like it's ridiculous. The big house in Michigan,
109.
they see the 100,000. So you know the revenues there.
What do they got? 70 on the team, 60 on the team.
65,
Football?
65.
Okay.
100.
Now
Oh.
you still got tennis team and you got all these teams. Okay.
Swimming.
But let's just say you take 10 grand, 60 players, math for me, Dak,
600.
600. All right. So now that's 600. They making that off of the popcorn.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Colonel.
Yeah.
Before they
So,
pop him.
That's
so
right.
and it's like
The jerseys.
Because you know why I say off the Colonel? Because whoever popcorn is being in that stadium paid them to put it in the stadium.
see, yeah.
That's a fact.
So it's so much being
Like,
made.
it's
They-
so much money.
It's so much money. They can take 10,000 a player and invest it
Just
Easily.
invest it
over the
in
4
something
years.
conservative.
And they'll walk
Even
away with
something
more than
conservative.
40,000.
Hell of, I like that,
Yeah.
coach. I like
Yeah,
that.
Especially now we talking about the top tier program.
Yeah, the
We're
top.
talking about
Yeah. You're talking about your
maybe 40 schools in the
What they
25.
say, your Power
top-
5.
Oh yeah, Power 5.
But see,
Power
that's
five.
where it comes in. Instead of saying the school take care of themselves, the NCAA got all this power and they doing all this stuff as a nonprofit,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Did you know that?
All right.
I didn't say it was non-profit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then they can take, I'm telling you, they can take care of all these kids.
Power
No
5.
taxes.
10,000, put it to the side, invest it. when they walk out of there 4 years, they got their degree, and you got $40,000 to get you started.
That's
But
a
it's
hell
gonna
of
be
a
more
kick.
than $40,000.
Yeah, that's a hell of a kickstart.
and
too.
to get you started.
I'd like to understand what the bonus structure of the people that run the NCAA is.
Oof.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
I
I wonder if they can take bonuses as I mean, I don't understand.
So you got
legally,
commissioners
but-
of each leagues. I think the commissioners, I would love that know that too. But I know the commissioner like of the SEC.
They making millions.
Multi-millionaire.
Of course, and listen, they probably should, but I wonder if they get bonused like private entity C-suite executives
You
do,
know what?
right?
I would like to know, Johnny. Like, what do they do?
What do
You know
they
I'm saying?
do?
Like, I know what they do, but I would like to know their day-to-day operations. Like,
Oh, the day-to-day?
Yeah, I would like to know the day-to-day. Like, if it looks like, okay, if I got to fly in for a conference meeting to
I
do.
think that's the biggest thing commissioners do. We got
Yeah, but
media
like-
day
like
in
literally
Destin,
like-
Florida. They fly up there for
Does
the
your
SEC.
day look like yours
You
are
know what I'm
preparing
saying?
for a trial?
Well,
Does it look
no.
like mine are preparing for it? Like,
Right.
Well,
does
listen.
it look like that?
Listen, I don't want to judge no man how they make their money. I don't want to say they working hard or not working hard. They do what they do.
Right.
Okay, whether it's going in and read the funny papers all day
Right.
or whatever, it doesn't
And they
matter.
earned that, right?
And they earned
Whatever they educated was and got that.
and they earn that
I don't
right.
know if they
and
earned it because Goodell looked like he damn sure
That-
earned
that's
it.
all
So
right.
I-
Listen.
No. When I say earned it, he put himself in position.
There you
That's what
go.
I'm talking about.
That's it. That's it. So listen. So now you earn and you put yourself in that position. I'm just saying, man. It's enough out there where them kids can be taken care of.
That's right.
We ain't talking about making them millionaires. They ain't going pro. The ones go pro,
Right.
good for them because they good enough.
It's
And
wishful
they got
thinking, though.
it's enough.
It ain't
Oh, it's
around.
definitely wishful, but it's enough out there. And I always say, man, if I go somewhere and somebody charge me, I can be upset when they charge me, or I can just pay it or what. But either way, all I tell people, hey man, I know you got to make some money today. I get that. But I ain't trying to put generations of your family through school.
Yeah, really.
I just want to pay for the services.
Right.
You make a little change.
Yeah.
I pay for your services. My mom always said you got to pay for what you don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So now go and make your money. I can't put everybody through college, bro.
Right.
I can't do it, man.
Ain't gonna do it.
Well, Johnny, in closing, man, then give us something. You have anything that you're curious about? Any other questions that you may have, for the panel? Anything that you want to, get out there, in regards to being here today? They're very thankful for having you.
And I'm very grateful that you guys had me. The one thing that I really, really want to know, and it's really important to me, is when is Mike Norvell going to get off his ass and make the Seminoles good again?
Oh.
I want y'all's opinion on that, Dak. I don't want to hear your Miami bullshit. Okay? But I just
got
want to
back.
know when Florida State, okay, is going to be good again on the gridiron. And I'm sorry that it's not a serious inquiry in terms of my profession or anything like that.
No.
I want to hear from people that understand sports better than I do what the deal
You wanna
is
go first, Sam?
in Tallahassee.
You gotta. The system is kind of broken. All these 5 stars and you rating these kids because they were at a 7-on-7 camp with Under Armour shirts on playing flag football.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go out. Oh, we got Mario. He's a 5-star. We got Tommy. He's a 5-star. Nick's a 5-star. They get on campus. They put the pads on. Mario don't want to get hit. Nick can't catch. So you're getting all these guys who are allegedly 5 stars
So you
based
find out
on.
they 2.5 stars.
That's what they mostly turn out to be. So I don't know if it's gonna have to be like more intense recruiting, real recruiting. Like if a kid is from Miami, let's go watch him playing the Miami Senior versus Miami Northwestern game. Let's see how he reacts. In a big crowd. I don't know what it is, but I don't know, Johnny.
I mean, Johnny, you lost somebody that I thought was going to like
Who?
in my guy
Tallahassee?
Texas A&M.
Jimbo.
When you lost Jimbo, that was supposed to be the heir apparent to really take. Jimbo has the moxie. Jimbo has he
Does
got
he
it.
really?
He really do.
He does.
He really do, Diet.
I mean, people talk about his quarterbacking pedigree. I mean,
But
John
The
David
guy ran
Booty and Jamarcus Russell.
a
and-
Petruski on 4th down in the national championship game. That's moxie.
yeah,
When?
like,
And we're missing that.
but what I'm and say what
Oh,
you-
when y'all beat Auburn? Oh, okay.
But say what you want. So now bringing in a guy who elevated Memphis. You graduate him to one of the premier jobs in the country, and you expecting
The most fertile recruiting
right,
ground in the
exactly
country,
one of the most
Florida.
fertile. And so to really give him a fair shake and to say win.
What year is this for him? 2?
3.
He got,
I don't think it's Norvell's job to elevate. I don't think what he doing at Florida State because of the expectations, air quotes, and the pressure. I don't know if he'll be able to do the job that he do because he's used to fertile soil and building. Memphis, the guy in Cincinnati. I would love to see him in a different situation. It's coming, but I get guys
Who
are
is
still
it? Who's
accustomed.
this Cincinnati? Tuberville?
No, oh my God,
Luke
Who just-
Fickle? The Ohio State dude? He was at
Yeah,
Ohio State.
exactly.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But look at what he's been able to do in a program like
At
that.
Cincinnati,
You know,
yeah.
at Cincinnati. So guys are accustomed to doing things like it'll be interesting to see what the guy do at Florida. That came from
We'll let the Gator talk on that.
you know, that's at Florida. That came from Louisiana Lafayette.
We'll see.
Yeah, but you start to see these guys who
We'll
bring
see.
these programs to be premier programs in smaller, you know what I mean, conferences and get to these bigger situations.
I think
I don't think Norvell you guy.
I don't think he's the guy. But then I don't like to say a lot of things about coaches because a lot of people don't
Miami
think.
back though.
A lot of people don't think I'm the guy at what I do. And there's one thing I know this. I know this.
That's a lie.
These days, these kids, they into things. They're into things. Now, if you got things and you got the facilities and you got all this, then they got to be into that coach.
You got to create an environment.
You got and they got to feel like they got a relationship with you. They got to feel like they willing to go do things for you, work for you, push for you.
Player coaches.
Yes, and if you're not that guy that kind of brings that vibe or that thing, and I don't know, it's just that thing. You see what I'm saying? And there's certain guys, and they might not really be no good coach, but those guys want to play for them,
Right.
and then those guys
And
are
they got
smart
good
enough to
assistants,
surround
too.
themselves with good assistants.
Yes. Great
So
assistants.
if you at a program where they spend the money and they got the facilities, which Florida State does, they got all of that. Then the next question is, does he have that thing that them kids feel like they're in a relationship and they want to play for him? You know what I mean? And they trust him, you know, to take care of them and to guide them. And that's one thing I noticed over the years. You know, my kid is getting recruited right now. Somebody's asked him, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? And he said, you know what I told him? He said, I'm looking for a relationship with my coach. I'm looking for somebody, man, that I feel like we can talk about anything, and then you're gonna be there for me. They looking for that these days, man. And I don't know Norvell. I don't see that. Now I could be totally wrong, and I wish him the best. And he making his money, you know what I mean. But I don't see it. I don't see it now. What y'all said a minute ago about the Gator dude, wish him the best too. He getting paid. I don't see it either. You know what I mean? And there's some people you can see it, like Mike Tomlin at Pittsburgh. You can see that.
Yeah.
They down a little bit. They lose and they got their
spent a
quarterback,
lot
but
of
he ain't
money
had no
bringing these
losing
guys
season.
in, man.
But he got something that they gonna follow. You know
You
what
can
I'm
see
saying?
the interaction. on
You
the
can,
sideline.
yeah.
Like it's yeah.
Can I just say this? Is this what we are as the
Yes,
great
we are.
state of Florida?
Yes, we
I
are.
know.
UCF.
Is this
man.
what
we the best program in the country right now?
Easily.
UCF.
Like, is this what?
Yes. It's our time though. But look at our staff.
What did I say the other day?
Look at our staff.
If we're not careful, we gonna be just like New York was in basketball.
You did say that, and that's
And
the
that's
next
what's gonna
step.
happen to the state of Florida. If we're
That's the
not
next
careful, we gonna be just like New York City in
I
basketball.
don't see us coming back because there's too many programs now. Before we had a lot. What did Snellenberger say? Used to say the city of the state of Miami.
The state of Miami.
And they had a zone they recruited, and I'm sure Florida State did, and we kept all our kids.
I think it's gonna come back around.
You look at every program in the country,
What
man.
is it
They
true
got a
that
Florida special
Pac-10 is
dude.
still not Pac-10? What's the
Pac-12?
Western Conference that includes Oregon State,
Pac-12.
Pac-12? But are they now recruiting kids from out west from Florida?
Everywhere.
Yes.
Everybody is.
Like and
Everybody.
Everywhere.
Look at any team
look
that's
at what they're
good. They
doing.
got a Florida
be
kid
Boise,
that's a
like
special
Louisville.
player.
Louisville's got a
You
bunch
remember
of
the year-
Florida
you
kids
remember
on
the
it,
year-
right?
Remember the year Indiana had that 2 years ago? Indiana was pretty good. They won like 9 games.
Yeah.
And pushed Ohio State to the.
Oh,
they had
yeah.
like 10 guys from Florida.
Yeah.
A couple plant kids.
But see,
Yeah.
that
Like-
didn't happen 20 years ago.
Right,
They stayed in Florida,
right.
and that's why
And
I'm
that's-
saying
that's
I
the
don't
thing
know.
that's happening
We got to
now,
get them
like,
back.
These kids are not saying, "Oh man, I'm going to Florida." Like you had two of the better like younger guys coming out of here, right out of our own county. One committed to Florida, decommitted. Now he going to Stanford.
Stanford.
I just realized
what
how
we are.
ironic it is, because then it's also really another chicken and egg situation. It's like, I think if I was one of those kids, if I wanted to play ball at the U, I'd look at the current status of the U, and if the U ain't got status or Florida State,
There you
isn't
go.
ready- right? They don't want to go play, but the school needs that kid to make that status go
There you
back,
go.
right? And
Right,
so
it's
how
a
do you
chicken or
how do you
egg.
flip that?
Yeah.
Which one comes first?
So if you
look
got to
at-
get that personality.
You got to start winning some games.
Look at the
first.
dude that just went back to my Cristobal. I
Yes.
think he'll
They
get it back.
They back.
I think
Who?
he'll
Wait,
get
I'm sorry, who?
Mario Cristobal.
That
Just
came
said
from Oregon?
Okay.
He used to play there, and then he went to Oregon. You saw him turn the program around,
Man,
and I
Miami
think
gonna be back.
they'll be back. I think he got that little something about him. He got the old way how the program was.
Definitely.
He's a
and I
Miami
think he
guy.
gonna bring
He's
it
from
back.
Miami
Miami.
guy, yup. You know what I
so
mean?
It's rough. Like Johnny was saying, you could take a kid and you could talk to him about Ed Reed and Sean Taylor and Ray Lewis. If you're 18, you don't know who those
No.
dudes
Right.
are.
Right.
Man, you got
And that's
18-year-olds
the-
don't even know who Destiny's Child is.
Really?
Who is-
Yes.
who is that?
Now, I promise you, they
Destiny's
don't know who
Child.
Destiny's Child. Right?
I'm
They
just
like
messing with you, man.
Are you serious?
they literally did that. They drafted some guys
No,
a
that's
year
true.
ago.
That's true.
You know
Because
what
I
I'm
saw
saying?
some
Like,
kids
Yeah.
talking about LL Cool J the other day, and the dude was like, "Oh, I know he rapped," because they just see him on
CSI.
CSI.
Yeah, I'm like, kind of like the Bruce Jenner thing. Like, we know Bruce Jenner for being an Olympian
Yeah,
on the
right.
Wheatie box.
Oh,
Like, that's
my
what we
God,
know him
right.
from.
Unbelievably.
You know what? Yep.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard. I think I'm with Jones. I don't think the state of Florida ever be back. We'll get a couple runs here or there, but all that.
Not
That's
like
back.
that. That's over.
No,
back.
not for us. Like Florida State, Miami.
okay.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I think those days are over.
You talking about them three? All three on power.
Right.
Yeah.
That's over.
Those are glory days. Maybe that doesn't happen again.
I think that's over with.
That's too bad.
I think it's over.
Before we sign off, is there any team, football-wise, geographically, two teams in a similar state that's dominating like Florida State?
Alabama and Auburn had a run.
Yeah, they having a run.
Those-
Okay.
They had a run. You remember Bama won it, then Cam won it, then
Yeah,
Bama won it.
but I'm
So-
just saying like that's just been a staple of college football right now. Alabama,
Like-
Auburn, that's a good one. That's a
You
good
mean
one.
like historically?
Not historically.
Oh, you
wait,
just
no,
mean like maybe
just-
like how we had our little run in it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a state that had 3 schools.
No.
Like
no.
even if you look at an overrated state like Texas,
Right.
there was never a time when Texas A&M was winning.
Texas
was
Tech,
winning.
yeah.
Nah, Baylor, nah.
No.
But the 3 school run that we had, I don't think that can be matched.
No, that won't ever be matched.
Because all our talent going out to those people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch on a Saturday. Look at whoever their special guy is for each team.
Probably a Florida
It's a
kid.
Florida kid.
Yeah. Even at your mid-major, Cincinnati's, you know what I mean? Like they
Well, they come down
They
here all
load
the
up.
time.
they load up. They love
load up.
Florida.
That's too bad.
And then think about it like geographically. Alabama doesn't sound like a sexy place. It's right next to Florida. You're right here by Louisiana. Those are all football states.
Yeah.
You in Alabama, you can reach over to Florida, you can reach over to Louisiana.
It's gonna be interesting to see what LSU, Florida, Miami, Florida State do next year. You know what I mean? Because UCF gonna do what they do.
They lost me when they hired Manny Diaz. I was no longer a King. He knows that.
And with that being
I heard that
said,
little UCF shit too.
with that being said, hit the button, hit the like button.
99, we out.
99 out. Keep it 100.